Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Story Time. Um, Today, I chose a book that I've had since I was a kid. It's called The Smurf in the Air. I loved the Smurfs when I was a kid. I used to have little figurines, and anything Smurf was great for me. So let's start reading it. A Smurf in the Air, and it's by Peyo, who is the creator of the Smurfs. Handy Smurf was daydreaming. "Why is it," he said, "that we Smurfs cannot fly like birds? It'd be such fun to fly. To fly, I need wings," he thought. "To have wings, I need feathers. Now where can I Smurf some feathers for wings?" The best place to find feathers is on a bird. So Handy Smurf went after a big white hen. But hens do not like losing their feathers. Handy Smurf had to make a lasso and run very fast. At last he caught the hen and plucked enough feathers to make wings. Now Handy Smurf was ready to fly. Fearlessly, he leaped from the top of a cliff. He soared through the air. I'm flying," he shouted. Then, whoops, the feathers fell off. Handy Smurf fell to the ground with a crash. "Oh, never mind," said Handy Smurf. "I know another way to make wings." He smurfed a red and white umbrella from Fisher Smurf, and then ran to his workshop. Handy Smurf decided to cut up the umbrella to make wings. The wings he made looked just like the wings of a bat. Then he went to the edge of the cliff and jumped off again. "Look, I'm flying," he shouted. Just then the wings folded up. Handy Smurf crashed to the ground again. "I need stronger cloth," said Handy Smurf. "I know. I'll smurf a piece from Sailor Smurf." He cut a large piece from Sailor Smurf's sail and ran back to his workshop. Sailor Smurf was very angry about the hole in his sail. Handy Smurf made a kite with his cloth. He held it over his head and ran. The wind picked him right up. He was really flying. Until he flew into a storm. A flash of lightning hit the kite. Poof! The cloth on the kite burned up in an instant. Handy Smurf fell to the ground once more. Handy Smurf lay on the ground. His head hurt. He saw stars. Fisher Smurf, Sailor Smurf, and the other Smurfs all yelled at him. Smurfs aren't supposed to fly, but Handy Smurf would not give up. He would fly. So Handy Smurf borrowed Papa Smurf's Book of Magic. He read the magic chant for a flying broom, but he read it wrong. The broom flew around the village, knocking everything down, including Handy Smurf himself. Then Handy Smurf found an old rock-throwing catapult. He could use it to throw himself into the air. Then he would be flying. But the old frayed ropes broke, and sure enough, Handy Smurf found himself flat on the ground. "I know, I can use soap bubble," said Handy Smurf. He sat on top of Windy Smurf's pipe. Windy Smurf blew and blew. Finally, he blew a gigantic bubble with Handy Smurf in it. Now Handy Smurf was flying as high as the clouds. Then a curious bird flew too near the bubble. That's right, Handy Smurf crashed to the ground one more time. So Handy Smurf made a big hot air balloon. It went high up in the air. It really did, until suddenly, the air leaked out. Handy Smurf had not done a very handy job of making the balloon. Soon, the balloon and Handy Smurf were back on the ground again. Handy Smurf was really very upset by now, but he decided to try one last plan. He gathered little bits of things that fly, specks of dust, dandelion seeds, tiny feathers, and mixed them together. Then he added water and drank it down in one big gulp. All of a sudden, he was flying. He flew right out the window. He was so happy. He called to all the other Smurfs. "Look, I'm flying!" And he really was. Now, Handy Smurf became Flying Smurf. Flying was exciting, but after a while, he got tired. Then he discovered that he couldn't come down. "Help!" cried Handy Smurf. Hefty Smurf, the strongest Smurf in the village, threw him a long rope. Handy Smurf tied the rope around himself. The other Smurfs said, "We will pull you down, but only if you promise to forget about flying." Handy Smurf promised that he would. And that was the end of Flying Smurf. So the back of the book says, "Welcome to Smurfland. If you love the little blue people called Smurfs, you'll want to read all 4 stories about them in this delightful series." So there's a Smurf in the air, the fake Smurf, the wandering Smurf, and Smurf cake. I think I actually have all of them. I'll have to get the rest of them out for you. So how'd you like the story? How did you like Handy Smurf trying to fly? Do you think he should have kept trying? I think you probably should have kept trying. You should always try your hardest, especially if you have a dream. And remember, keep reading, kids. It's important. Thank you for watching the video.